Meanwhile, in stately Wayne Manor...
Hello, Bat fans. Another Superhero Saturday is coming at you right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So the wait is over. We finally got our parts packed so we can continue on with our Batmobile build. I mean, of course, I received the parts about 4:30 in the afternoon last Saturday. So after I had already decided I could wait no longer and I published that mini Batwing video, of course, I got the parts for episode 8. So it's going to be a short episode. All that waiting is really much ado about nothing. We didn't really have much to do, actually, as you'll see in this episode. So let's get into the build, and then we'll talk later after.
And in the Batcave, deep below stately Wayne Manor...
Okay, so we are finally into issue 15. We had a bit of a wait while we got the parts. So here we go. So season 1, episode 15. And it looks like we get the front chassis and the fuel line, and we get a screwdriver. All right, so here are our instructions. It looks like this is going to be a pretty short issue. Let's bring in the parts pack. All right, so here we have the front chassis and the fuel line. This is metal, so that's great. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing this fuel line, so I'm going to set this aside. And then, of course, here's the screwdriver that we got. I'm going to put that aside as well. So we're going to bring back the motor that we've been working on. And this fuel line is just going to... I'm going to keep it coiled up here. And it is going to go right here on this little peg. So I'm just going to leave it coiled up, and we will just push that on. Okay, so that is it for that step. So let's bring back the front chassis, and it has a little brace here to keep this all in line during the shipping process so it doesn't get warped. So let's take that off. Okay, and ta-da! That is it for this issue. So all that months of waiting just to take off a brace and put a hose on the engine. So that is it for issue 15. So let's move on to issue 16. Okay, here is issue 16. And again, season 1, episode 16. The magazine. Okay, so here's our parts here. It looks like we get a front chassis rear frame, front chassis rear crossmember, some tweezers. So here are our instructions. So looks like this is going to be another quick step. So here are the parts for issue 16. Okay, here are the parts. So we have the front chassis rear frame, and then we have the front chassis rear cross member. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take this cross member and we are going to just line this up like so. Also, here's the tweezers that we got, so I'm going to set those aside. Okay, so we're going to attach these two pieces together using a GM screw. These are fairly long screws. All right, so that is in. And now we're going to bring back the piece that we received in the last issue. Turn this over. And this is going to sit right there like so. And that's going to go in with two EM screws. All right. So that is it for issue 16. So we have the first part of our chassis here. So now let's move on to the Lego portion. All right, here we are in the Lego build. And it looks like the last part that we worked on was up here on front, and we're going to be doing some more work there. So let's get into it. All right, that is it for the Lego portion. We, again, concentrating on this front section here. We had some stickers, and then we also had to open a new bag of parts. So that is it. So let me bring back what we've completed so far. So this is the Lego build, and this is the Partwork build. We did also attach that fuel hose to the engine, and then we, in issue 15 and then in issue 16, we attached this cross member to the chassis. So that is it for this episode. Okay, so I told you it was going to be a short build. So, I mean, for the Partwork, we only did 4 steps and we had 4 parts. It's very crazy. So anyways, speaking of steps and parts, let's get into the summary. As I said, for the Partwork build, we completed 4 steps and used 4 parts. And we did a little better on the Lego side. We completed 12 steps and used 26 parts. So yeah, all that waiting for just barely any parts and barely anything to do on the Partwork side. But that's how it goes. In another episode coming up, we have a similar situation, which I will talk about when we get to those episodes. But that is it for this episode. Remember, please like, subscribe, share. Let me know your comments down below. What do you think of the Batmobile so far, either the Partwork version or the Lego version? And remember, we are also right in the middle of our daily Home Alone build, so be sure to check that out. We are building 1 bag of parts every day in December from December 1st through December 24th. So be sure to check that out. And I will let you get back to the rest of your Saturday. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And remember, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I will see you very soon.